D1scos here, and this is my this will be my first impressions to the current PTB what was it, the was it like Sabina or something like that was the survivor's name? I honestly don't even remember anymore. What was the killer? The unknown. Yeah. I believe this will be uploaded the day the PTB ends. I do apologize for that. It's just there was a lot of things I wanted to make videos on. And then next thing I know, I had made so many that I was pushing it. So unfortunately, the gameplay video won't be until the day after it ends, and but I will upload it. But it will be uploaded. Oh, didn't realize it was so muted. But yeah, so this will be my first impressions, and then I'll do what I usually do of setting the bots to the new survivors and trying to give them like the admin codes, and then from there I'll be playing as the unknown. And I'll play 2 matches like I usually do of it, and then I'll go to the new map. Okay, so it's not super recent, because I got this whole point and I go, what is this music? Okay, so they still have the New Year outfits in here. I think those are still in the store. I'm not entirely sure now. I have this on PS4, and I really want to get it on here someday. Interesting, because it doesn't have the short amount on here. Well, when in the live version game, I swear it did. This is probably my favorite Fang skin, which is why I got it on PS4. Oh, those are interesting profiles. So this is Sabine, or what was her name? That's Sable Ward. Honestly, the profile picture is not bad for her. This is the unknown, which is very weird. But let's start things off with the survivor, just because. Oh hey, darn Ellen. Oh yeah, because I don't have Ellen still. So he's, yeah. I have plans to get Alan at some point. I just don't know when, because I'm not able to get stuff super often for games. I don't know how I feel about her picture yet. It's not terrible. It's just weird. Oh, that's her model.
Fantastic.
Oh my god, she talks. Let's go. Sable Ward. She is not afraid to embrace the darkness or the power that lies within it. Her personal perks, Invocation, Invocation is a new perk type is a new perk type. So just like how Michaela started Boon Totems, Sable here starts Invocation perks. Weaving Spiders, Strengthen Shadows, and Wicked allows her to quicken, repair progress, heal herself without a medkit, and gain benefits for some status effects. And also pull the Wyver, so that's what, Sable Ward. Oh, Sable Essentials, okay. An outcast, a free spirit, a lover of all things dark and twisted. I really like her design. I don't know, the outfit is really cool, and just everything about this is really, I can't tell what she's holding, but I really like this lacy top. Even when she was alone broadcasting her radio show, Sable likes to dress with flair. I was seeing hair, and I was seeing fair, and I was like, neither of these make any sense in this context. My eyesight isn't amazing. It's not terrible, but I do have glasses. But I see the exact same with them on and off, so it doesn't matter. I probably see a little better with them on, but gray skirt, flecks of color dance with the darkness around her. I really like her model, and the fact that she talks is so cool. I like her shoes. I actually almost got like Converse shoes like that. I ended up getting like some Nike Jordan. I ended up getting, I think they were Jordans, but or at least they were Nike. But yeah, I really like that model. The like little purple highlights in the hair, so good. Anyways, we gotta find the purse, which will be the most noticeable ones, because they're the only ones that'll be yellow and not, you know. Invocation Weaving Spiders. The place where fear festers and terror treads is also where those with the gift can reach across the vein. The veil. Sorry. When in the basement near the circle, so yeah, somehow you like make a circle or something. I don't fully understand, honestly. Um, press the active ability. Press the ability button 1 to begin the invocation. Invocation takes 120 seconds. Others aroused see your aura during this and can join an ongoing interaction, increasing speed by 50% each. If they have the perk, though, they increase it by 100% instead. And then once it's completed, you become injured and gain the broken status effect.
This is not what I expected.
I kind of like the voice acting for Sable. I don't know why, but it just, in my opinion, it just fits the model really well. It's great. Anyways, in fact, for the rest of the trial, I've already made Generous gain 9 charges instantly. I think that goes up to 12 or something like that. Completing the invocation disables that perk for everybody, so no one else can use invocation weaving spiders. And then broken prevents the rush being healed. I call upon the spirits of the night to aid us in our desperate light. Save me. Yeah, so basically, I remember being somewhat against the MIPTV like back in the day. I really like the quote because it's kind of like a rhymey. I suck at rhymes, by the way. I'm a terrible writer. As recording this, I finished a 700-word essay that was supposed to be like talking about your literacy. Mine was just talking about video games. I did get some help with the wording, which was nice. Very good. I really like the picture though, because it's like the circle and then you have the spider over it. I wish I knew what she was holding. If you guys know, please tell me in the comment section below. Oh, that's cool. She's got a little like chain like belt thing. I really like this character, man. This is one of my favorite survivors already. Maybe not so much in the perks, but in the looks, definitely. I love Nia a lot. And Sable is right up there with her. Strength and Shadows. A chance for renewed power down where danger calls home. What? But anyways, the reason why I'm so against the invocation perk is just because it's just because once you use it, you're just no my root. Good. And for those of you who don't know, No Miter's my least favorite perk. God, I hate it. I ended up doing David's Ada 3 times, and I hated it every single time. It was awful. There was one match where I got lucky because the survivor like never found me. So like the killer never found me. So as the killer was destroying everybody else, I was just gen rushing. I actually, that was the only time it was easy. I don't know how I feel about the music because it looks like, because it's like I'm not saying the music is bad. I just don't have I just don't have a full opinion on it yet. It very much fits with the game, but I'm just like I don't have a full opinion yet. Um, I do think it's fitting for the game though. When in the basement, this perk activates. Unlocks the Strength and Shadows ability, which allows you to heal without medkit at 60% normal healing speed. When you finish a heal in the basement, you see the kills aura for 6 seconds. I'm getting out of here if it's the last thing I do. Sable. Strength and Shadows is honestly one of my it's one of my it's definitely one of my favorites. I really like Wicked as well. Invocation I'm interested in, but I don't know if I would say that I absolutely love. I wouldn't say that I but I just need to experience it. Um Wicked. They can try to hurt you, but you're not going down so easily. You're putting up a fight. You're fucking them up. Fuck them up. This perk starts with 1 token up to a maximum of 5. For each token you recover from the mingle stats effect 20% faster. Those stats never change regardless of rarity. For each 15 seconds spent in the basement, gain 1 token. While affected by decreased stats effect, you heal 8% faster. Mingled increases time required to heal by 25%. That might be new, but I could be wrong. And lasts for a set duration or until fully healed. Yeah, the reason for the set duration, if you guys don't know, is just because they wanted to is because that was they wanted to add more interesting gameplay with Mingled, and that was just the way that they came up with it. And I know Hemorrhage got changed recently because before it basically did nothing. So when they choose Hemorrhage, you know, now Hemorrhage is like when you kind of stop healing, you like you start like regressing. Basically, now that both Hemorrhage and Mangled have been changed, like anything, a lot of things do both, so now you have two different, so now they, you know, different effects from both now, which is interesting. Uh, I haven't let anyone down get in my way before. You think I'm gonna start now? So, I really like her so far. And now, oh god, no. No. Why does it say Michaela? Okay, we'll figure that out later. It's talking about a lot about Michaela, but no, I don't like how long this is. It's already 13 minutes and I gotta read like 20 paragraphs. Sable figured she had to be adopted. No way she was the progeny of her insanely perky mom and her grinning golf playing frat boy of a dad. Oh, okay. They didn't understand the first thing about her. No one in Greenfield did, except for Michaela. What? They were fast friends since 4th grade. Up until then, Sable had no friends. She wasn't into ponies or dolls or tea parties. Was teddy bears. She liked bugs, lizards, riding bikes, and dirt clod fights. The fact that some of this rhymes is just amazing. Her favorite holiday was Halloween, and Michaela was the only one who didn't think she was crazy when she dyed her hair purple in 8th grade. I've never dyed my hair before, believe it or not. I'm nothing against it. I don't know. But man, I really like her design. Sable's mom, dude. I'm in love with Stacy's mom. Stacy, can't you see you're just not the girl for me? Mom, but I'm in love with Stacy's mom. Anyways. Sable's mom was furious. Her dad didn't even notice. Michaela went with her to the mall when she got her ears pierced and helped her pick out her first tattoo. And that cult symbol hidden in a place her parents would never see. I don't have a tattoo. I have family. I have like 2 family members that. I have a couple family members that do that, but I personally do not. Um, Michaela declined to get her own. Michaela declined to get her own tattoo. She flirted with the dark side, but she didn't live it. No, like Sable. The dark side made sense to Sable, and she reveled in it. Probably because it freaked out her parents and teachers. Probably because it felt like who she was. Some called her, I'm assuming, yep, a goth, yep. Teeter goth for emo. And so, because of the way she presented herself, but she wasn't the labels. She loved horror movies and found the occult exciting. It made sense to her. She knew that the shiny suburban world of her mom and dad had a dark underbelly. They were afraid to confront their fears, so they pretended everything was perfect and that they would live forever. But Sable knew better. Death stalked us all and no one was getting out of life. Okay. Michaela got Sable a job at Moonstone. What is a Moonstone? Well, you gotta give me some context, behavior. This is backstory like 20 paragraphs. Probably the only place in town that would have hired her. She took classes at the local college and produced a guerrilla radio show on the shortwave in her attic. Okay, all things wicked. Is that what it's called, the chapter? This now is about the world's most dark underbelly, the occult, urban legends, horror, and often there were heated discussions with Michaela about the horror movies they'd catch at the only theater in Greenville. And the theater is on the map, so I'm very excited to see it. Michaela liked her horror was a little comedy, but Sable liked it meaner, scarier, bloodier. She relished the gore, enjoyed the terror, liked to feel the adrenaline rush. My horror, the horror I like is not slasher films. Let me rephrase that. I love slasher films, but the horror that I really like is like would be like gothic horror, eldritch horror, dark horror, and yes, dark horror is a thing. Dark horror, I don't think there's many movies that are dark horror, but you know what? I do like me some dark horror. But yeah, I've always liked gothic horror, so that being on the list should be too surprising. Um, love eldritch horror. I do like eldritch horror is great because it's so bizarre compared to like other horror styles, so that's why I like it. Dark horror is just so gruesome, and I love it. It's great. But yeah, I do like slasher films. I'm just kind of, um, I'm just a bit fatigued from all the uh, from all the slasher film movies, and then psychological horror is great too. Psychological horror is what Sadako would be considered, and that's fantastic. I just wish they would give us more. I wish Hollywood would do more like the other horrors, and they kind of seem like they are somewhat recently, which is nice. And their debates were entertaining to say the least. Man, get me in that there. I'll talk about gothic horror. I don't care. So, when searching for inspiration for her show, Sable would take walks in the cemetery, of course, of early settlers. Okay, who had founded the town as a sanctuary for those escaping persecution. Sounds about right. She often talked about that history on her show, and she formed a theory that the uncanny sightings and disappearances were somehow linked to the town's history. One caller suggested the town was built on top of a fracture. The caller went on to describe a fracture as an overlap between worlds. Another caller said these fractures were created by an ancient cult devoted to forgotten demons. Oh god. Okay, so now we're going to the crazier, like, more bizarre side of horror. Okay, I'm here for it. Okay. Another card defined fractures as a cosmic buffet, like Galactus, or what are we talking about? For an elder god that fed on pain, fear, and misery. So Eldritch Core, Jesus, this is great. And one caller even argued that it wasn't a fracture, but the unknown, a mysterious creature that consumed anyone who dared to imagine it. All the theories made for fun and inspiring debates, and she loved nothing more than to discuss real-life horror until the horror became personal. One evening, Sable had challenged Michaela to tell a real horror story at Moonstone's annual Halloween festival. Scare the crap out of people. Stop dancing around the horror and embrace it. Tell a story about the unknown. Make them imagine it. Make them believe the unknown will show up on stage. Nothing terrifies an audience more than a show that could potentially kill them. Sable, what the hell? Michaela laughed at the idea and declined the challenge because she was working on another story with her roommate. But a strange black fog had taken Michaela during her performance. Oh! So they actually mentioned Michaela's thing. And Sable felt the icy hand of Gil grab her by the back of the neck. She was convinced that she had somehow sent Michaela to her doom. Did the unknown take her? Did she try to find the unknown? What about her roommate? Her roommate disappeared as well. But then she realized Michaela's story wasn't about the unknown. It was about something else, another dimension, a dimension filled with terrifying creatures, sadistic killers, and endless horror. But something that I personally like about Dead by Daylight is when they show how characters link up, and especially these later survivors and killers. Because the original 2016 ones, it's very basic. For instance, Dwight just kind of disappears and everyone completely forgets about him. Nia goes into the place nurse used to work at and was like spray painting graffiti. She gets taken. Her friends forget about her. Stuff like that. Like basically the original survivors just get forgotten. The killers had a bit more of an interesting backstory because their backstories were just they were a bit more interesting in my opinion. Not saying that the survivors weren't bad. It's just the survivors all kind of ended the same with everybody forgets about them. But then all of a sudden, like at some point they changed that to the point where say Jane, right? Jane is presumed right now in the quote unquote real world of the non entity realm, because it kind of seems like all these characters are connected, like they're all in the same world. I mean, Sable and Michaela knew each other for crying out loud, but Jane is presumed dead, and they're showing reruns of her show to kind of pay tribute, right? Michaela got taken off stage. Sable blames herself. We'll see how that, we'll see where that goes. Stuff like that, right? Ellen, after dealing with the xenomorph. So basically, at the end of the first movie, gets taken and comes here, and the xenomorph happened to be like on the thing, so it got taken as well. Stuff like that. Like they're doing a Nicolas Cage went off to do a shoot that he was told about, and got taken on the way there. Stuff like that. A few characters like Vittorio and a few other characters sent themselves here. Right, like, and plus they have the whole story that involves the Overseer as well. Like, there's so many convoluted stories and stuff. And what's crazy to think about is only one person has successfully left this place. And I don't know if we even know who that person is yet. I just know that somewhere it's stated that one person has successfully left. And it's in a lot of ways it kind of feels like we're somewhat nearing the end of, well, not saying the game will stop. I'm just like being worked on or whatnot. I'm thinking based off of some of the stuff that we might be somewhat nearing the end of the story they're wanting to tell. I could be wrong, but a lot of the characters kind of give me that vibe. This was not the unknown. This realization, Sable began to investigate other disappearances in Greenville. Before long, she realized most of the disappearances occurred at the theater or somewhere close by. What? Okay, but that doesn't fully explain stuff, right? Because if the theater is what's causing all the Greenville accidents, then what's going on with the other characters, you know what I mean? Because, like, Felita and Renato are in a completely different country. Lori and flipping Michael and, all the other, like, licensed killers are, from different cities and whatnot. Sadako is, like, is, like, stuck in, like, digital media. She's, like, stuck in, just in, like, the VHS tape and whatnot. Like, how like how I don't know. It's crazy to think about. What's the risk realizations? He'll begin to investigate other yada yada yada. Investigating further, she discovered the theater spilled over the ruins of an old one-room schoolhouse that had burned to the ground in the 1920s. Somehow the students couldn't get out, and everyone perished in the flames. Feeling close to an answer, she continued her research and discovered two teenage brothers had recently disappeared from the theater. Elias and Elon. I wonder if these people are just in the entity's realm somewhere, because it is known, right? There are a ridiculous amount of people in the unknown. Heck, Vittorio was known before he was a character, right? Stuff like that. There's Vigo and whatnot. There's Blight, who is another character that have been around for a while and then got changed and whatnot. Like, so there's probably like a ton of people just in the entities realm chilling and doing stuff. And I really hope we continue getting these people as characters because it would be so cool, you know? The only witness, their younger sister Ellen, was committed to an institution after ripping her eyes out. Oh, okay. I Jeez, man. And so, pretending to be a relative, Sable wanted to talk to Ellen, who admitted she and her brothers had been trying to steal old movie posters from the storage room behind the movie screen. She then described the secret door in the basement and the passageway that led to another place, a dark place, a cold place, an evil place. Stay away from there, she begged, stay away. But Sable wasn't about to stay away, not of her last story. God damn it, Sable, you fucking dumbass. Determined to see Michaela again. Sable hitched a ride to the theater and soon found the door behind the movie screen. Why would you want to come here willingly? And soon found the door behind the movie screen in the darkness. She jimmied the door open with a crowbar and headed down a creaking wooden stairway into the dank cellar. You idiot. A light switch activating flickering fluorescent lights that illuminated a room filled with broken theater seats and old movie posters dating back 80 years. Why do they still have these old ass movie posters? She searched the sprawling basement and found a fake wooden door hidden behind a poster of the original Frankenstein. Can we get Frankenstein to this game, please? Thank you, behavior, for listening. She pushed and shoved the door open to reveal an endless circular stairway descending into perfect darkness using a penlight to navigate. She ascended for 10 minutes before she noticed the cold black fog rise from the lower desk. The same cold black fog that had taken Michaela. Sable considered running back up the stairs to where she would be safe, but then she thought about the terrifying creatures and the sadistic killers and the endless horror, and she quickly decided she wasn't going to let her best friend have all the fun. Fucking dumbass. God, you're great, and I love your design and all that, but fucking dumbass. Okay, alright, now we gotta check out the killer, because as much as I love watching you do stuff anymore, the unknown. He's a moderate difficulty. A being beyond understanding, though many have tried. Yes, we all know you're amazing, he's in the north. His personal perks, unbound, unforeseen, and undone, allow it to move quicker, put its terrace on a generator, and deplete generator progress. Alright, we gotta see him. I hate it. What the fuck? Oh, I hate it. I hate that. Oh, God. He talks. Oh, no. Hey, bloody. God, I love hated. I love hate this thing. The unknown. Nobody knows for sure what it looks like, but there are many theories. Uncanny being. Its otherworldly form would be the last thing its victims ever saw. Gently used axe. Even its victims' belongings would disappear with no sign of where they could have gone. Does he just take them? He just kidnapping shit? What are we doing here? Yeah, do the thing. Oh my god, that's a really cool animation. But like, my god, that's so cool. Like, I like how he's all like weird or whatever, and then he scares off, jump scares you, and then he just walks back to where they stand. That's great. Um, so the power is UVX. Some believed a specimen was recovered by the military for their experiments. The codename Unknown Venom X, which is what it's called, I guess. Press the power button to charge UVX. Once ready, press the attack button to launch UVX, a bouncing projectile which creates a blast area upon impact. Survivors become hindered if touched by UVX while airborne. Oh, that's another animation as he like swings it down and is all creepily looking at you. You're, God, I hate love this thing. It's like amazingly cool in the sense of like how horrific and whatnot it is and how cool it is, but I hate it. Um, survivors become weakened. Weakened survivors lose health states to touched by blast areas. Survivors lose weakened by successfully staring down the unknown. Special ability hallucinations. The unknown will intermittently create hallucinations. Hallucinations cannot be created while charging UVX, performing interactions, or in proximity to map objects like hooks. Whenever survivors are touched by blast areas or otherwise become weakened, the next hallucination spawn time decreases by 10 seconds. The unknown can teleport to the hallucinations. If it behind temporary decoys, right can remove hallucinations from the trial with the dispel ability. Weakened survivors take longer to dispel. If the spell is not completed, survivors become weakened and trigger killer instincts. Request for analysis redacted. Incident redacted. Awaiting approval. Except from leaked excerpt from leaked OSS report. God, I hate with this thing. Alright, per time. They'll be the most obvious ones, so we just gotta flip for until we find them. There they are. Unbound. Pain lingers in the air, an alluring aroma that excites the impulses. This perk activates for 24 seconds after a survivor becomes injured by any means. After vaulting a window, you gain 5% haste for 10 seconds. This effect cannot stack with itself. Haste increases killer movement speed. I heard it running. It was getting closer. Anonymous testimony. September 9th, 1979. Or 09, 1970. Undone. Hope is the delusion that keeps its victims alive. When a survivor misses a healing or repair skill check, gain free tokens up to 18. When you perform the break action on a generator, if you have any tokens, consume all of them. For each token consumed, the generator loses 1% total progress and then becomes black for 1 second. Unless the generator is unblocked, it starts regressing. This perk goes on cooldown for 60 seconds. Erratic behavior in machinery could be related to redacted. Further testing required. OSS report. December 2nd, 1943. That is a large gap. They're all like large gaps from each other, right? Unforeseen terror takes many forms and whispers devastating lies in its victims' ears. When you perform the break action on a generator, your tear radius transfers to the generator for 22 seconds and is reset to 32 meters. You get undetectable for that duration. Then this break goes on cooldown for 30 seconds. Mom, if you find this, I'm sorry. Final journal entry 7 August. No, it's fucking July 12th, 1991. Why are the gaps so large? Oh, so he's 4.6 meters a second, which I believe is normal. God, that picture. 32-meter tear radius, and he's an average height. Okay, before I read this, we need so many paragraphs. Oh, God. A lot of reading, just like Sable. Olivia's master's thesis was on urban legends and their origins. She believed they shared similarities with traditional folklore and picked one of the illustrator points. The unknown was believed to be a mysterious evil so heinous that investigating it almost immediately invited death. At least that was how the story went. There was many stories. One story was of a woman in Greenville disappeared without a trace on stage in front of a room full of witnesses. That would be Michaela. Her friend disappeared weeks later while trying to investigate what happened. That would be Sable. The police were stumped. They had no clues or leads, and that mystery created the perfect storm for amplifying and spreading an urban legend. Okay, so let me get this straight. Olivia, at some point after Michaela and Sable's disappearances, which apparently was weeks apart, Olivia decides to look into this. I don't know who Olivia is, because, well, quite frankly, they're not a character in this game. There's nobody called Olivia in all of Dead by Daylight, like in terms of playable characters. So there's the information how you roll, I suppose. But yeah, God, I'm so confused now. So I guess Olivia sometime after that, because of Michaela and Sable just gone. What I find interesting is Greenville seems a little disconnected from the rest of the places. And what I mean by that is you would think Michaela and Sable would be all on, and maybe even Olivia here, whoever that is, would be all on like all the disappearances regarding, like Jane. Although I guess Jane is presumed dead, but still, like Jane, I feel like could be potential parts, and there's others as well where like they disappeared in such a way where people knew about it, right? Like there was police investigations of them. Some of them just disappeared. Their names were never like heard of. You would think they'd be all on this, but no. Instead of going back home for spring break, Olivia headed to Greenville to investigate. She drove to the second cheapest motel in town and began to set up in a small room that smelled of cigarette smoke, mold, and booze. She turned one wall into a kind of evidence board. She tasted articles in various series on similar disappearances attributed to the unknown throughout the country. So I guess Olivia kind of knows about some of them, but who knows how deep that goes. She made confessions with the red string and yellow thumbtacks. Anyone walking into the hotel room would think she had lost her mind. There are many theories as to the unknown's origin. Some said it was a malevolent entity conjured long ago by an ancient cult. Others believed it to be an alien that escaped from Area 51. What the fuck? What is this? Legend was a pride in darkness and stole the voices of those who consumed as to lure others to their doom. Funny joke. The first newspaper articles Olivia found referencing disappearance at a seance held in the 1800s. I don't know who that would be, if anything. The only thing I can think of is Dredge, but Dredge is like a cult somewhere. But I don't know. I feel like, but Dredge, I don't think Dredge was in the 1800s. I think that was a little bit later. So, in the late 1950s, several college students mysteriously disappeared from a movie theater. Witnesses saw them go inside. Some remember seeing them in their seats, but when the lights came up, they were gone. No one saw them leave. No trace of them was ever found. I'm not sure who those are either. A projectionist claimed to have heard voices in the empty darkness of the theater later that night, but when he turned on the lights, no one was there. Then in the 1960s, a group of teens disappeared while exploring an abandoned hospital believed to be haunted. Oh my god, that one's Michaela. That one's my girl. That one's Neo. I'm gonna need a second. I miss you, man. Anyways, this is wild to me that just trying to think how to word this. Because Michaela does not talk about Sable. Michaela's lore and backstory never mentions Sable. It talks mostly about her own interests, and I think it does mention the roommate a little bit. Then of course mentions that Michaela, like, she came up with this amazing story, and then when she told it, she disappeared and not like, then with Sable's backstory, it gives a little bit more information on Michaela a little bit, but it talks about Sable and brings up another way to enter this realm, right? Because the way I'm used to entering this realm are those symbols that Vittoria and others use. Some of them seemingly, or just disappearing without any rhyme or reason, like most of them. But now, this is kind of why it feels like the story is somewhat coming to an end. You know what I mean? Because now we have Sable who's saying there's straight up just a place in the real world that you can go to and just disappear. There's so many people in this realm, and I really hope we get all of them as characters eventually, because that would be super cool. Or at least, more, because that would be super cool. But then here was the Unknown's backstory. We're now introduced to a character who seemingly is not here yet, unless if that is the Unknown, Olivia, who was, who heard about Michaela and Sable's disappearances and decided to investigate. And through her investigations, she learns about something to do with the 1800s, which I feel like is a character already in the game. Oh, that's Deathslinger, isn't it? Okay, so the 1800s one probably has something to do with Deathslinger, although Deathslinger died in the shootout, but that's the only character I can think of right now who came from the 1800s. 1950s. The group that enters the movie theater and leaves. That's, or the college student one. The college students that go to the movie theater. I swear, that's definitely not Nicolas Cage, obviously, but I swear that is a character in the game. I just don't remember who it is, at the top of my head. Because there's so many characters with so much lore and backstory, it's very hard to get shape. And then 1960s, that has to be my girl Nia. That has to be, because who else is going to an abandoned hospital? You know what I mean? Like, that has to be Nia. I feel like that has to be Nia, or it's very similar to Nia's story. That sounds like Nia. Stories and speculation arose to explain these mystified disappearances. Some talked about a top-secret government research program run by the Office of Strategic Services in the 1950s. I'm gonna look that up real quick to see if it's a real thing. That sounds made up. I swear to God, if I do this and I go down a weird conspiracy route, thank God I'm catching it on camera. Office of Strategic Services. Oh my God, it's real. It's fucking real. The Office of Strategic Services was established by a presidential military order issued by President Roosevelt. So FDR, that would be FDR, because there's two Roosevelts. This FDR on June 13th, 1942, to collect and analyze strategic information required by the Joint Chiefs of Staff and to conduct special operations not assigned to other agencies. The Army and the FBI in particular organized a PR campaign making false allegations that OSS would be given operational power in the United States, and become, as one reporter did, the American Gestapo. Donovan was ordered to disband the OSS in just 10 days, and it ceased to exist on October 1st, 1945. The National Security Act of 1947 converted the CIG into the Central Intelligence Agency CIA, though there was still a 2-year gap between the demise of the OSS and the creation of the CIA. Faust views Donovan as its founding father. Likewise, the Special Operations Community benefited from the OSS. It's fucking real. 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 The OSS gathered information about the enemy, aided resistance groups, and sabotaged enemy assets. It's fucking real. It's fucking... I can't get over that it's real. It's real. I feel like I'm a conspiracy. I feel like I'm going down a conspiracy theory right now. What is happening? Project Apple Pie. Mind control experiments using hallucinogenic drugs. Most of the records were destroyed in the 70s. The 1970s is obviously a year I quite admire, given my fucking name is related to a fucking music genre that started in 1975, I believe, and died in 1979. So, okay, you know what? Project Apple Pie. That came up with Apple, the fucking tech company. Okay, I'm finding something in there. OSS. Okay, so that's made up. That's made up. Or at least it's not called apple pie in the real world. But witnesses claim that the experiments were performed on unsuspecting civilians in various settings and locations throughout the country, including movie theaters, hospitals, and universities. Many believe these unethical experiments opened doorways to other dimensions, which allowed evil things to enter the world. What the? This sounds fucking like insane. And I'm here for it. Olivia wrote observations to pin to her evidence board. The unknown dwells in darkness and can mimic its victims. Was an evil entity? Well, the evil entity is the tentacle vagina from the sky. I think that's a little different. An extraterrestrial, a failed government experiment, or just a garden variety serial killer allergic to publicity. She wanted to prove the unknown was nothing more than modern day folklore. You dumb bastard. And that investigation led here to this place, to this shabby motel room. Yet she couldn't help but notice that the disappearances of Greenville included one detail the other stories didn't. The fog. And she half remembered another urban legend was a fake unnatural fog. The entity's wrong, probably. It somehow made people disappear. Maybe she mused the Greenville disappearances didn't relate to the unknown, but some other darkness. I mean, if you want to be technical here, the darkness that all of these people are facing is the same one, because they all end up here at the entity's realm together, basically. For a moment, Olivia wondered what would happen if one urban legend encountered another. She laughed at the idea and attempted to fade by sketching a picture of what she thought the unknown might look like. Then she pinned the sketch right in the middle of her evidence board, laughed nervously, and waited to be consumed by the unknown. for having tried to define it. Anxiously, she stared at the windows and front door for seconds, then that turned to minutes, and minutes that turned to hours. But nothing happened. Oh my god, something happens. She's not quite there yet. Now it was after 2 a.m. and Olivia was exhausted as she examined the articles and sipped cold coffee. So when she had first heard the whisper, she wondered if she imagined it. Olivia. It seemed to come from the bathroom. Hell. The lights in the room flickered. Who's there? Olivia stared with wide eyes at the closed door of the bathroom. Her mind was playing tricks on her, or her friends had shown up to prank her. Ariella, Sean, stop messing around. The lights continued to flicker as she edged closer to the bathroom. Fear spread in long waves through her, and a terrible realization bloomed within her that the unknown was behind the bathroom door, was preparing to make her pay for her hubris. Something began to whisper her name again, but then the voice rose, cracked, and distorted in subtle panic, as if the brooding creature behind the door were under attack. An unknown horror filled Olivia's heart and left room for nothing else. She breathed deeply as cold sweat bedded on her forehead. She placed her hand on the doorknob. The lights turned off, but she could still hear the strangely inhuman cries. Then the lights turned back on, and she could see a strange black fog seeping through the bottom of the door. Hesitantly, Olivia creaked the door open to see a bulky shape with frenzied tentacles being pulled into a thick mess. Slenderman, is that you? Okay. So let me get this straight. So every other disappearance has to do with the entity realm, like fog seeping in, whether by intentional or accident. Because it sounded like Michaela's was intentional, Vittorio's was intentional because that was the only way he could, leave what he was about to die from, But there was another person, I wish I could remember what survivor was. There was a survivor who basically went insane. One of the characters, I don't remember if it was a killer or not. I thought it was a survivor. But they basically went insane, so much so that they ended up in, basically in an asylum. And they just kept drawing the symbols because they had saw the symbols somewhere. And they just kept drawing them as this piece of chalk. The entire walls are covered with symbols. The chalk is giving out. And just as all hope seemed lost, they pulled it off. They created the fog appeared and swept them away. But Olivia here seems to have done a different approach. Olivia seems to have made the unknown appear. Whereas, again, all the others had to do with... flipping Dredge is a flipping, bunch of cult victims all together in a weird amalgamation. Come on. I love Dredge because he's great, and this is kind of in that realm, which is great. So is Olivia getting sent here, or what? Vanishing slowly into the darkness like a dying shadow, the shrieking stopped suddenly. Neighbors banged on the wall to turn down the TV. Okay, so others in the hotel room are hearing all this, and they're like, that TV is way too loud. But little do they realize this is happening. And Olivia stared intently at the black abyss that yawned before her. She wasn't sure what to do. Part of her wanted to run, but the other part wanted to know more. All of you, because of your curiosity, you're all now getting killed indefinitely, forever, by a ton of mass serial killers. Good job. But the other part went, and as she considered what to do next, dozens of voices beginning to alter her with promises of the unknown and the impossible, and of unearthly things beyond human experience. Oh, that's the end. It just ends like on a cliffhanger. Okay. Like it basically ends on a cliffhanger because, like, what? The fact that it just ends is creepy to me. I still really like Sable's design. And then we have this thing. God. And now we look at the add-ons. Well, obviously we can't see the fights here. Sketch attempt. The victim's child was given paper and crowns at the station while he wanted to be his father to pick him up. While he waited for his father to pick him up. Survivors hit by UVA's blast area suffers from the oblivious status effect for 20 seconds. Rabbit's foot. The unlucky creature's remains were found by a tree. Its intestines sliced between its teeth. Blood pools appear bright red when charging UVX. Survivors injured by UVX suffer from the hemorrhage status effect for 30 seconds. Punctured eyeball. The station was a scene of madness. The officers had seemingly turned on each other. Survivors who are both weakened and injured suffer from the deep wound status effect when they dispel a hallucination. Worry photo. The photo was found at an abandoned campsite. The campers were never seen again, so they're probably in here somewhere, in the realm somewhere maybe. After teleporting, regained full movement speed 50% faster. Victim's map. He thought the key to solving the mystery lay beyond the forest, and feared he would never return. When Survivor successfully stares down the unknown gains killer instinct for 3 seconds. Slashed backpack. When the hiker was rescued from the mountain pass, she insisted her companion would never wander off alone. UVX triggers a blast area upon contact with hallucinations. Hallucinations can be destroyed by UVX. Doing so decreases the time until the next hallucination spawns by 75%. Notebook of Theories. His studio apartment was empty and reeked of black mold. The book was the only thing left. Survivors hit with UVX while it was airborne suffer from the hindered status effect for 5 seconds. This is so wild. Like, this whole character seems to be around it's centered around these disappearances and what the hell is this killer? Like, I don't understand. It's so weird. And I love it. I'm here for it. Last known recorded. She studied mosaic concrete before she disappeared. Her screams, the last known on the tape. Decreases your hallucinations aura range that is visible to survivors by 25%. The vice of undisclosed origin. Was this thing made of on Earth or somewhere else entirely? Survivors entering the aura range of a hallucination suffer from the oblivious status effect. Vanishing Box. The magician was popular at children's parties and quickly became the top suspect. Survivors who complete generators become weakened against UVX. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Hypnosis Watch. Hypnotherapy was recommended to recover repressed memories. I mean, yeah. But emerged from his mind would be his undoing. Survivors hit by UVX while his airborne suffers from the exhausted side effect for 10 seconds. This is just wild, man. Front page article. The assailant had torn gaping holes in the walls of the cabin and drove the family into the woods. Performing the break interaction of a pallet or breakable wall decreases the time until the next hallucination spawns by 50%. Footprint cast. The cast sits in the museum with the weird in Sarasota, Florida, and has long since been debunked. I wonder if that's a real museum. Increases time until the next hallucination spawns by 15 seconds. Most Republicans make it. You know what? We're flipping looking it up. I don't know what's doing there. Dude, I am going fucking crazy. Museum of Natural History, yep. Ice cream, I wish. Of the weird. Oh my god, there is a Museum of the Weird in Austin, Texas. Museum featuring an array of curios and oddities, from Bigfoot to shrunken heads, plus a gift shop. That's okay. It's not in Florida, but there is an actual museum of the weird. Okay. B-movie poster. The poster was rumored to be state-funded propaganda made specifically for something called Project Apple Pie. Survivors damaged by UVX's blast area suffer from the broken sides effect for 30 seconds. Serum bio. The molecular structure of the substance was synthesized in the lab, but its effects could never be replicated. Survivors presented hallucinations or ranged from suffer from the exhausted side effect for 10 seconds. Obscure game cartridge. Some maintained project Apple Pie evolved over time, turning to new forms of media for results. Triggers for 20 seconds following a teleport increases the action speed for breaking down pallets, breakable walls, damaging generators, and vaulting windows by 30%. Homemade mask. The killer had made the mask and shed it in his backyard, where he would bring the others when the sun went down. Survivors who dispelled hallucinations suffered from blast attack for 45 seconds. Discarded milk carton. She decided to take the long way home and wave goodbye to her friends before parting ways. Doubles the UVX projectiles bounce strength. Iridescent OSS report. That's fucking real. I can't get over that. It's fucking real. The report was redacted to the point of being meaningless, but still, viewers tried to extract the meaning from it. Decreases teleport cooldown by 5 seconds. The decoy left behind the unknown teleports. Takes 10 seconds longer to disappear. When created, the decoy has the same tear radius and motion as the unknown. Captured by the Dark. The documentary reported that the disappearances were linked to small town cinemas. Audiences left the theater feeling uneasy. Survivors begin the trial weekend. Decreases the maximum number of hallucinations trial that can be spawned by 1. Weekend survivors as whole states, 1 hit by UVX's blast area. Alright, so now that we have finally read every single thing, I'm gonna give my final thoughts on this weird chapter. Let's get Sable in here. Oh, but that's my girl Ellen. That's not Sable. So it's flipping me, Sable. There she is. This chapter is bizarre. I think it's something that I really like about this chapter is Sable being friends with Michaela. I love all the interconnecting lore and stuff. I love how in the Unknown's backstory, it talks about I swear it talks about some of the other characters, like the 1960 thing sounds very much like Neo. Some of the other stuff as well sounded very much like real things. I don't, it's crazy to me. I feel like conspiracy theories. The flipping OSS was real. I feel like such a conspiracy theorist with some of this stuff, as much as I love that, and I love it, I really do. I love it when horror, this is very cool for me. This kind of the type of horror that I enjoy. I'm all about this. I love this. It's great. But it's crazy. Let me just quickly so I'm just gonna set it to Greenville Square for when I do the video actually playing, But it's crazy. But before I end this video, because I happen to remember, I'm going to read to you guys the Greenville Square, which says Withered Isle. Now I don't know what Withered Isle means. Like Nostromo says Dwarfka Deepwood. Toba says Dwarka Deepwood. Shattered Square is Decimated Borgo. Garden Joy, Withered Isle. So I guess Garden Joy and Greenville Square are like in the same thing. Cause you know it's because it's like broken up by by their other name, basically, and I guess they share the same one. Yeah, because there's Lion King. Yeah, Lion King's fine. Anyway, so Greenville Square, a thin slice of small town Americana, long abandoned, long forgotten. Greenville was always meant to be a place for those who felt like they didn't belong, a town founded by pilgrims. Fleeing persecution, those pilgrims still watch over the environment, their fierce determination lovingly portrayed in a statue that stands tall in the center of town. Now in the entity's realm, something wanders freely along the overgrown streets, a rivering creature responsible for a string of disappearances across the country going back decades. Even the local cinema, a hub of fantasy and escapism, presides no sanctuary from the evil that will never die. What the hell is this chapter? The map sounds cool. I'm definitely excited to see that in the video. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video, ring the bell. Do all the other for garbage. It means a lot. It means a lot to us. There's more videos to come. Orange's computer is still screwed up, so I don't know when he'll be back. But if nothing else, you have me. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.